December 12th is a day of profound devotion and tradition in Mexico, a time when millions celebrate the Virgin of Guadalupe with prayers, songs, and processions. But amidst the fervor and faith, there are stories that defy explanation, tales that blend mystery, tradition, and the supernatural. In this video, we will delve into the most chilling testimonies of those who have experienced the unexplainable on this sacred day, apparitions, divine signs, and encounters that have left an indelible mark on the memories of those who witnessed them. Get ready to uncover the most enigmatic side of one of the most important traditions in our culture.
It was December 12th, and like every year, the streets of San Miguel were alive with devotion. The faithful walked in a long procession, holding candles and singing hymns to the Virgin of Guadalupe. Among them was Clara, a woman in her early 40s, who never missed this celebration. For her, it was more than tradition, it was a moment of deep connection with her faith. This year, the procession felt different. The air was thick and cold, unusual for the region, and an unsettling silence hung over the crowd despite the hymns. Clara clutched her candle tightly, trying to focus on her prayers. As they neared the town's old chapel, she noticed a figure ahead of her in the procession. It was a woman dressed in an old-fashioned black shawl and long skirt, her head bowed low. Something about her caught Clara's attention. The woman walked with a peculiar grace, her feet barely touching the ground. Curiosity overcame Clara. She quickened her pace to get a closer look at the woman. When she finally caught up, she gently tapped her shoulder. "Excuse me, are you part of the church group?" Clara asked, trying to sound casual. The woman slowly turned her head. Her face was pale, her eyes deep and hollow, as if they held the weight of centuries. She didn't speak, but instead pointed toward the chapel. Clara froze, her heart racing. The woman's gesture was calm, but her presence was otherworldly. Suddenly, the hymn stopped. Clara looked around and realized that no one else seemed to notice the woman. She turned back, but the mysterious figure had vanished. When they reached the chapel, Clara felt compelled to share what she'd seen. She approached Father Ignacio, the parish priest, and described the woman. Father Ignacio's face turned pale. "You're not the first to see her," he said solemnly. "The townsfolk say she appears every few years, always during the procession. Legend has it she was a devoted parishioner from long ago, who made a vow to attend the Virgin's celebration every year. But she passed away before fulfilling it. It seems her spirit hasn't found peace." That night, Clara lit an extra candle at the altar, praying not only to the Virgin of Guadalupe, but also for the soul of the mysterious woman. Though shaken, she felt an unexplainable comfort, as if the apparition was a reminder of faith that transcends life itself. To this day, Clara still attends the procession, always keeping an eye out for the woman in the black shawl, and wondering if she'll ever find her peace. Every December 12th, Javier's family made the pilgrimage to honor Our Lady of Guadalupe. This tradition had been passed down for generations, and Javier, though a skeptic of miracles, went out of respect for his grandmother, who believed fervently in the Virgin's protection. That year, they decided to walk a long stretch of the journey as an act of devotion. The roads were packed with pilgrims carrying candles, singing hymns, and marching steadily toward the basilica. As the group passed a dense stretch of forest, night fell, and the air grew colder. It was then that Javier noticed an older man walking just ahead of them. The man was dressed simply, with a worn poncho draped over his shoulders and a hat that obscured most of his face. He carried a wooden walking stick and moved with surprising ease, despite his apparent age. Javier's grandmother greeted the man, and he responded with a kind but soft voice. "I've been walking for a long time," the man said when asked where he was from. "Longer than you can imagine." As the group continued, Javier couldn't shake a strange feeling about the pilgrim. The man seemed to know every shortcut and path, guiding the group when they became disoriented. He shared words of encouragement when the climb became steep, and his presence brought a sense of calm that spread among the pilgrims. But something about him didn't add up. His clothes, though weathered, seemed untouched by the mud and dust of the trail. Despite the cold, he never shivered, and his steps made no sound. When they finally reached a clearing where the city lights became visible in the distance, the group paused to rest. Javier turned to thank the man, but he was gone. He must have gone ahead, someone suggested, but Javier felt a chill. They searched the area but found no sign of the mysterious pilgrim. Later, at the basilica, Javier recounted the encounter to a local priest. The priest listened intently, and then smiled. "Many pilgrims have spoken of meeting someone like him on their journey," the priest said. "Some say he's a messenger, sent to guide those in need. Others believe he's a miracle of the Virgin herself, ensuring her children reach her safely." Javier left the basilica that day with more questions than answers. But one thing was certain: he would never forget the mysterious pilgrim who had walked with them on that sacred night.